Hey friends, it's time to talk about comics, and today I want to talk about one that I've been excited for a couple of months now, and it is The Return of the Warrior. The first thing that stuck out to me was the cover. We have kind of a modern take on a samurai look, and I like these type of samurai stories. So the cover really sold the book to me at first, and when I read the plot, it was something that I thought I'd be interested in, and they do a great job at the beginning here of catching you up with the lore. This is actually a series that ran for quite a while up to, I believe, the early 2000s. And it has been 15 years since they revisited this story. But what they've done, really interestingly, is instead of relaunching and doing a reset of the story or picking up where they left off, we are chronologically 15 years starting the story here. After, her last battle defeating the bad guy, and she is now no longer a warrior. She is a mother of a teenager, and she lives with her grandfather who trained her in the ways of the samurai. And it's cool, like I said, with this big preamble. You find out about the writer, their passion for the character, and they go into how when they started this, there were not a lot of female-led books, and so they were kind of in the forefront of that, and they faced a lot of discouragement. But now that things have changed, they wanted to relaunch this, and you can tell that it's a real passion project. And so you meet the authors and the creators right here, and here you get to know the history of who this character is, her lineage, what she comes from. Like I said, going from where they left off, she hangs up the armor. She has a baby. Her husband is incarcerated, um, and her enemy is vanquished, locked up as well, so on and so forth. And she is living the life of a single mother. Unbeknownst to her, her grandfather is training her daughter in the ways of a samurai as well. And this is going to be a point of conflict. It comes up later. The art in this is vibrant, incredible, um, leaps off the page. Um, it was a shorter book than I expected, and it's not big on dialogue, but it's a beautiful book to look at. It's $5.99, and I can say that price point. Um, I enjoyed it. It was worth it to me, but at that, I would like to get a little bit more out of a $5.99 book. But it is only going to be a 2 book run, and so I mean, $12 for a good story. You can't complain too much about that. But you meet the grandfather, the daughter, and she got him a job working at this museum, and the past comes back to haunt them as you see this blood trail, and you find out that the guy that works the gardens with her grandfather was murdered in a ceremonial fashion. And so we get that intrigue and the start of the mystery. We're introduced to a psychologist character who you find out um, has been kind of treating the suspect while he was incarcerated, and he has escaped. And so, I mean, I didn't like the fact that they presented you with the mystery and they solved it and quashed that mystery angle within a couple of panels. I would have liked to have had to wait for it, but at least they didn't draw it out too much. And like I said, it was hip. All the action was there. Um, the way it jumps through time makes sense. I think, like I said, it could use a little bit more dialogue, stretch some things out, but I understand they're wanting to get a lot of information, and it seems like all of this is really building up to a big number two issue. Um, the action really doesn't start until we get to the last few pages, and so I'm hoping that number two will have a lot more meat on the bone. But what they did very well on this is they got you acquainted with the writers, what the time period is written in, the lore of the story, the history, the background. Um, they just moved very fast. Uh, Very fast with the dialogue. They could have added more, slowed things down a little bit, giving us some more pages for that $5.99 price point. But overall, it is better than it is worse. I don't regret buying it. And I'm actually going to see if I can go back and find some issues of She from, the first run and see what I think of that. Because I like the character, I like the look of it, I like the action. And if it's the same guy that wrote this, I would like to see what that first run has to offer. So again, this is a brand new, came out October 2024. You need a local comic book store. And if you don't have a local comic book store, check out my friend Jeff at Coffee and a Comic. Right now, to the month of October, you can save 15% with code OLDNERDWY and ask about their shipping subscriptions. I live in Wyoming, they're in California. I pay one flat rate per month for shipping, and I get books to my door every week. So go check them out, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, keep reading them books.